What I'm trying to say in the final analysis, once we take control of ourselves, we have to stop being imitators and be innovators. And realize we've got a continent 12 million square miles. Wherever our bodies are on the face of this earth, our cultural and political heartbeat is in Africa. Whether you ever go to Africa or not, that is your home, that is the home of your spirit, and that is the heart and meaning and definition of your commitment. And none of us, any place in the world, will be free until that continent is free.
The Mossi Warrior Clan was created because myself and others like Brother Nahisi saw a need for a young African group to analyze information concerning the African phenomena with no bias, with rigor, and with scholarship. We created the Mossi Warrior Clan for the purpose of being an expert research team, of being a team that produced products, a team that was capable of producing products for African people globally to dispel myths, rumors, and provide them with accurate scholarship.
it up, and he was like, I don't debate y'all. Y'all too disrespectful. Aboriginal Power won't even debate Sean because he too disrespectful.
He is though. No, he really is though. I can't really like you, bro. You cool. Not a coincidence. I actually chop it up with but niggas that come off too heated and disrespectful, like I said, I'll debate you, bro. But we gotta get in the ring first. If you're gonna be disrespectful like that, at least disrespect me in the ring, bro. Let's start now, bro. Can you disrespect me in a cage, bro? Like, I'd rather just do that. Then we go straight from the cage. I mean, put your ice on the way to the motherfucking computer, and we'll debate directly after that, nigga. Shit.
That's why I don't even be fucking with the nigga and shit. You feel me? Like, it's like, wait, bro, talk like that. He is. We gotta get face to face with you to talk to you like that, my nigga.
Yeah, Peanut. You feel me? Go ahead, I got my brother already. Peanut, what's the word, brother?
Yeah, I appreciate you, man, but Lucky, let me say this, man. First of all, I'm an older brother. I'm young in spirit as I stay in shape. But I'm older. I deserve respect. Don't lie on me. You're not going to get nowhere lying because that's what's going to make you fall face first. Second of all, I'm well known in the Pan-African community. I'm not nobody new. You're younger than me. You don't know this. I didn't put in work and expose Rob Bourne, Sutek, any of them people over there. They know it deep down inside. And I'm gonna be long-winded. I'm a Moorish American. I already had back and forth with them dude. They erased videos. I'm not running from anybody. Don't ever say that stupid shit again. Third, and last but not least, I'm not losing no debate to no Pan-African. So don't ever say that shit again, famo. And that's it. Appreciate y'all, man.
You heard that? If Sean P want to debate, tell him to debate the champ over there, right?
Sutek wanted so this like it's a pecking order. It's a pecking. So Sean want you, and Sutek want him. You say PMF ain't
There's no problem. There's no problem, man. Let's set up a Sutek debate, man. I don't like him anyway.
Okay, so I love that son, brother. I love that warrior mentality.
Let's have it on. I love you. Tell Sutek. Tell me. There ain't nothing. My champ always in the chat. I'll pop in. We'll set a topic. We'll set a date. Make it pay-per-view. We chop it up behind the scenes. I get their contact. We make it work. Right here. He ain't ducking no phase, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. He put this over here on y'all channel, but then we get other
hey, alright, I will block your ass, nigga, because I'm well known for disrupting them chats over there, nigga. Stop fucking lying, nigga. You a goofy, nigga. I would never let a lame ass nigga lie on me in my face, clown.
You gonna block me?
It ain't no time I ain't ever been on the Pan-African channel and made my impact. Stop lying. I'm a real man, bro. Stop lying, fam. Don't do PNF like that.
PNF, he trying to trigger you, brother. And
word the fuck up.
But listen, he did that to me, talking about, oh, word on the street, I'm ducking from John P. I never even had but one conversation with this little disrespectful motherfucker.
Oh, okay, yeah, he a little hot. He like that.
So he like...
Family, but y'all ain't find y'all own genealogy. Shut the fuck up. That don't make sense for one. Listen, y'all don't know what y'all did. I don't feel like you standing on business. Y'all lied on me because y'all don't even know if that's me. And if y'all can trace that shit back to it's me, it's only 2 people in YouTube that got my information.
Yeah, he died by his own genealogy. You ain't an Indian, you ain't got a lot of me. Half of this track, best believe you lose a lot of sleep. Probably because you made it up to us honestly. You ain't a Cherokee, you ain't a Chickasaw, you ain't a Blackfoot, nigga get lost. You just a fool with low comprehension. So I gotta come through with the henchmen. NAC, Sean P, Shy Son, Lucky. Don't forget Jay, got no time to play. Caught an ABOS slipping with his genealogy. Now he's a con and I ain't talking about a singer. I'm coming for the top ABOS leader. He ain't a teacher, he's a preacher. He can't keep up, so we leave him. Yeah, he died by his own genealogy. You ain't an Indian, you ain't got a lot of me. Half of the track, best believe you lose a lot of sleep. Probably because you made it up to us possibly. You ain't a Cherokee, you ain't a Chickasaw, you ain't a Blackfoot. Nigga, get lost. You just a fool with low comprehension. So I gotta come through with the henchmen. NAC, Sean P, Shy Son, Lucky. Don't forget Jay, got no time to play. Caught an ABOS slipping off his genealogy. Now he's a con. OTK, TKO. Now he's a con. OTK, you died. TKO genealogy.
From Africa, but they will be able to tell you about Africa. They wouldn't be vaguely saying they from Africa, brother. Like when a European says I'm from Europe, he doesn't say I'm from Europe. He says I'm from Germany. I'm from a particular province. I still got people out there, right? You know, when people say hold on. When people say they from Asia, they tell you where about from Asia they from. They tell you their province. They tell you they still got people out there. These people will confirm that they are indeed a part of their heritage. But you niggas was calling y'all African? Oh, mysteriously, you have no contact with the people you say you descend from. So I don't believe you. Bro.
Hating Africa and hating the African, we ended up even hating ourselves without even realizing it. Because you can't hate the roots of a tree and not hate the tree. The roots of a tree and not hate the tree.
You ain't no Indian, please try again. Everybody know you's an African. And Malcolm X said, you can't hate the root without hating the tree. Now take a look at you, you's a wannabe Cherokee. And I told you before, you need some therapy. And why you never show the genealogy? You owe your ancestors an apology. And you know they turning over inside of their graves just because you don't wanna come from a slave. So you gotta take this whip in. I caught another ABOS slipping. Caught another ABOS slipping. Caught another ABOS slipping. Caught another ABOS. Caught another ABOS. Caught another ABOS slipping. Caught another ABOS slipping. Caught another ABOS slipping. Caught another ABOS. Caught another. Let's go. Caught another ABOS slipping. Caught another ABOS slipping. Caught another ABOS slipping. Caught another ABOS. Caught another ABOS. Caught another ABOS slipping. Yo, check this out, man. You wasn't already here, man. Dane Calloway lied to you, man. The research guy lied to you, man. Karimio lied to you, man. Your ancestors come from Africa, whether you like it or not. So no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you will always be an African. You can't deny the facts. You can't deny the evidence. You can't deny the genealogy. You can't deny the DNA. You can't deny it, man. Whether you like it or not, you are African. Caught an ABOS slipping. That's all we do. That's all we do. Let's go.
Got some dewy-eyed thing that you got a friend. I still ask you to look at that mirror. And if nothing's staring back at you is friendly, then you've got no friend.
Peace to everybody in the chat. It's your boy Sean P in the place to be, man. Make sure you like the show, share the show, tell a friend, we live.
I pinned the link to this bill today in case anybody with evidence of blacks in the Americas pre-Columbus could hit the link. And I would love to investigate with you your best evidence. And we can either agree based on the evidence you presented, or we could get it straight. We live. I'm here. I don't duck run or nothing. I don't want to hear none of that Pan-Africanism is dead. This, that, and the third. You can't even define Pan-Africanism. How the fuck you know if it's alive or dead? So I do want to say peace to the chat. We got K Pretty in the building. Not a coincidence. Brother Mathis, Anthony, and Teddy in the building. Ramon, what's good with you, my brother? There may be several other people that may not even be responding in the chat at this present time. Peace to you all. Peace to anybody that's out there that can hear the sound of my voice. Hopefully you having a great weekend. I know there's a lot of people experiencing snow, power outages, things of that nature. And hopefully those people, households power has been restored and they're able to continue to, live a normal life. Because I know that can be a problem for a lot of people. And here we are. So who are the black pre-Columbians in America? I don't know. I want to see the evidence. So when you think about what I put, pre-Columbian blacks in the Americas, the first thing that come to your mind is what's the evidence for that? What's the evidence for that? Where can we locate any information pertaining to who the Spanish saw when they first entered the Americas? You know what I'm saying? Who did they see, right? Hold on one second. Just answering the question. All right, so you got to start looking at that and investigating that, and then you're trying to move forward from there, and kind of shake things down and get things going. However, it all starts with that. Teddy, I just seen your message. Nah, I don't need to change the title. Nah, I don't need to change the title, bro. The title right. We saying the same thing. That's why I'm saying we don't have to do it. What's up, Keisha? How you doing? What up, Kofi? The argument is that there were black people in America before Columbus, so pre-Columbian blacks in the Americas. Who are they? Where are they? What they look like? We said either way, it's the same thing. Yeah. But see, in the YouTube video, before I get into my stuff, in the YouTube video, I had to take out the hyphen because it's pre-hyphen Columbian blacks. Pre-Columbus blacks. The reason that I put it that way is because I was adding and I ran out of. You only got so many, you know what I'm saying, words you can put in the title. So, believe you not, y'all remember the dude from last night? The dude from last night showed up in the comment section. He showed up in the comment section. Hold on. This is what he had to say before we get to the bill. The link is pinned. He says, he went on a post with it, which was interesting. He said, what's clear is you're not trying to learn. Y'all remember the Lamb Jr.? This is his comment to me. He says, what's clear is you're not trying to learn. This is from yesterday, right? He says, I'm not trying to learn. Everybody remember what he was saying in the chat. He said that there were black people in America before Columbus. He said that. From Africa. He said Africans was in the Americas before Columbus. And I said to him, no, they weren't. I said that. I said, no, they weren't. Where's the evidence? Then he flipped it and went to Australia. Remember? His first claim was Africans was in the Americas. Then he flipped it and went to Australia. I said, no. Still no. He says, what is clear, you're not trying to learn. You're just pushing European dogma. You need to keep learning rather than thinking you know it all, young man. That's what he said to me. What he is unaware of, because he don't know who I am. What he's unaware of is that how long have we been on this subject matter? How long have we been on this subject matter? About Africans being in the Americas before Columbus. And it's been like 10 plus years on this subject matter. And we've been looking at the science, not only the historical accounts, but also the actual science. So it's been years, right? So I responded to him, right? And I just told him what it was. I said, no, you're unaware. You don't know what you're talking about. Then he says, he asked me if I had a degree. And then he told me, keep learning, stop pretending like you got all the knowledge. Yesterday, I didn't act like I had all the knowledge. I told Honey Clark exactly where to go when she was on the panel with me, and we pulled up the stuff. And this is why I explained what I explained, and I even was saying what I was saying, because I was just bagging up what I knew. The only reason that I knew, without even having to look up anything, is because we've been dealing with this for so long. So long that we know the argument. We know the argument and we know where the evidence is. People keep trying to bring up these European explorers and their attestations, all the while not even understanding that you can't cherry pick these people because they're telling us. Then he said, and now you're trying to teach what you don't know. I'm trying to teach what I don't know. This is the same dude, right? The same dude who said that Africans civilized the world. That Africans traveled the world. And they were the first peoples everywhere. And they were in Australia. And then they came through Australia into the Americas. This is what he said. Yet, I'm teaching the wrong information. That's what I'm saying, Teddy. Right here. Right here. So somebody got to show me these black people in the Americas before Columbus. Jody, you can give it another crack. Vernell, you can give it another crack. I already know anybody with the ABOS over there on smoke signals, on air power, Calvin Denzel Roberts, my bad, A1 channel, Dane Calloway, Top Cats. None of those guys, Karimi Yo, Old World Florida, none of them are going to hit the link that's pinned. So who would it be? Who would have the audacity to hit the link and then we can get to the information? You got to have a source. So back to what I was actually saying. On this subject matter. Oh yeah, I left y'all something in the chat too. Not a coincidence. If you need access again to the First Blacks, the site that we were using, try to either go to one of the two links. It should be two links to give you the ability to be able to get back to the site. JSTOR even has information. So you should be able to get to that. So anyway, when we're talking about the presence of black people in the Americas, we have to start with the earliest attestations. The earliest attestations for black people being in the Americas are always going to start with one, who was with Columbus and the Spanish explorers, right? We have to identify who were with Spanish explorers. Once we've identified who was with the Spanish explorers, right, then we have to take notes. And I'm not just talking about one explorer, every explorer who was with them. Then we got to look at their accounts, what they saw, when they saw it. We don't start with a Spanish explorer that's in the 1600s and then give his attestation for whoever, however, wherever. We don't do that. We got to start with the first. Who was documenting first? What was the chroniclers saying upon the arrival of the first ships to enter what will be called the New World? We dealt with October the 11th, 1493, because Columbus leaves out in 1492, right? We deal with that account. And now that we know the account, we know that Columbus gives multiple explanations for who he saw. And the key word in who he say he saw, he says that they're not black, not like the blacks. They're not like the Ethiops. They favor the Orientals. And then he points in a destination, in a direction of who they could favor. When you look at the footnote in there, they tell you even more of what he says. If this your first time on the channel, you probably like, man, you just talking, yeah, you know, whatever. Okay, you keep thinking I'm talking, right? You keep thinking that I'm talking. Cause that's what I want you to think. So we're gonna go to the first impressions. We're gonna go to the Christopher Columbus letter real quick. I made this available for everybody to have in the chat. And I'm gonna stay on Christopher Columbus until somebody can hit the link. And when they hit the link, then we can get into all these other attestations or accounts of people, but it all starts with Columbus. We gonna nail this shit in your head until you understand that how you can't play this game. So hold on 1 second. I'm letting my link load. I'm gonna take you directly to page 4 of this PDF, which is a primary attestation. In all the islands, the men seem to be satisfied with one wife, except they allow as many as 20 to their chief or king. The women appear to me to work harder than the men, and so far as I can hear, they have nothing of their own. Yada, 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 yada. In the islands so far, I have found no monsters, as some expected, but on the contrary, there are people of very handsome appearance. They are not black, as in Guinea, though their hair is straight and coarse, as it does not grow where the sun rays are too ardent. And in truth, the sun has extreme power here, since it is within 26 degrees of the equator. I don't know why I said in nocturnal line. But in these islands, there are mountains where the cold this winter was very severe, but the people endure it from a habit. And with the aid of the meat, they eat with very hot spices. As for the monsters, I found no trace of them except at the point of the second isle on the end of the Indies, which is inhabited by people considered in all the isle as the most ferocious who eat human flesh. They possess many canoes, which were overrun in the islands of West Indies, stealing the season all they can. They are not the worse looking than the others, except that they wear their hair long, like women, and use bow and arrows of the same cane, which a sharp stick at the end and a lack of iron, of which they have none. They are ferocious compared to the other races, who are extremely cowardly, but I only hear this from the others. They are said to make treaties of marriage in the women in the first isles to be met with coming from the Spain to the Indies and where there are no men. These women have no feminine occupation, but use bow and arrows of cane, like those before mentioned, and cover and arm themselves with plates of copper, which they have a great quantity. Another island, I am told, is larger than Hispaniola, where the natives have no hair, and there was a countless gold, and from all of them I bring Indians to testify to this. That's on the scene of explaining who he saw. This letter will reach the king in 1493. Those are Columbus's words. But some kind of way, we have to go further than that, right? I'm just trying to show everybody the source. We have to go further than that because see that? Letter of Christopher Columbus on his first voyage to America, 1492. You have to go further than that. And the reason you go further than that is because there's always other contemplations. So I'm bringing you back. This is the first impressions You got Spanish impression, English impression, and Portuguese impressions right here, available for everybody to view. I don't hide anything. You even have the Indian accounts, the Pacific Coast, the Atlantic, New World response. No one needs to make up anything. I can be more specific in Columbus's account. I can. Right? So let's do that. Let's go to Christopher Columbus's log. The log of Christopher Columbus is a daily record of the voyage of discovery to the New World and the return of a trip to Spain. It's derived from personal accounts written by Columbus between August the 3rd of 1492 and March 15 of 1493. The log carefully documents an undertaking that has no historical parallel, one that altered the course of history immediately and directly. It is, in essence, a singular documentary link between the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. Excuse me. Not gonna play with this information. Hit the like button, by the way. Pedro Mendez met the ABOS tribe before he founded St. Augustine. The ABOS tribe had Africans with them who shipwrecked. Renell note, don't know this. It wasn't a single ship, Shah, that Africans was over here on a ship. Where the Africans from? You saying they was with the Spanish? Are you saying that this tribe had Africans with them who shipwrecked? That completely would change the whole narrative of it all. And I'm gonna say it one more time. Don't exist. With little fanfare, and unknown even to the participants, the destruction of the medieval world began on the August morning when Columbus and his fleet of Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria set sail to the Spanish port of Palos. Yada, 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 yada. We all know where they're coming from. I decided to write down everything that I might do and see and experience on this voyage from day to day very carefully. True to his pledge, during the good times and bad, and with only two minor exceptions, Columbus kept a daily account of the voyage. The Diario de a Bordo, the on-board log. Without a doubt, this was the most accurate and complete ship log ever produced up to its time. For that matter, no daily maritime record was to equal it for many years hence. When Columbus returned to Spain, on Friday, March 15, 1493, he learned that the court was in Barcelona. We know that this famous letter to Luis de Santiago, announcing the discovery, contained a letter to sovereigns. Columbus apparently waited for the transmittal to Barcelona, and in due course, he was summoned to that city, arriving sometime in mid-April. Y'all don't want all of that. Y'all want to see the log. Upon the death of Columbus in 1506, the Barcelona copied various charge books, manuscripts, personal papers passed to Diego Columbus' eldest son. But remember, you have people in the community that have argued that Christopher Columbus is a fictional character in a story, in a mythological story. That's what they argued. Brother Mathis, I had to approve your message. So, you see how it's written. Y'all have seen this written before. This is the La Carte de Colón, written in Luis de Santiago, announcing the discovery. Y'all have seen that one before. Let me skip ahead just a moment. Here you go. So the Barcelona copy of Diario de Bordo was in Louis' possession in 1554, the year in which he was granted authorization to publish it. And so much as it was never published, it is reasonable to assume that he sold it to the higher bidder. It is known that he sold Fernando's manuscripts of the admiral's biography to the Genoese physician, who took it to Venice for publication. It is always possible that Louise lost the Barcelona copy, but not very likely. He probably sold it to another member of the nobility who placed the manuscript in a private library where it still lies hidden, or whence it was destined eventually to disappear. It is unlikely that the copied log ever passed to the Cathedral of Sevilla, which acquired Fernando's library from the San Pablo Monastery in 1552. Even if it had, its survival would have doubtful, for the library was mishandled and dwindled to a fraction of the original size. All of this is important. Fortunately, hold on. Fortunately for history, however, before Columbus' log dropped entirely out of sight, it was passed through the hands of Fray Bartholomew de las Casas, a Dominican friar and a close personal friend of Columbus' family. Las Casas has been enraptured with the admiral since the triumphant return from the first voyage, which he had witnessed to Sevilla when only 18 years of age. Las Casas' father and uncle accompanied Columbus on the second voyage. In 1502, Las Casas himself made the voyage to Hispaniola with the new governor, Ovando. Yep, you got accounts by him as well. Once there, he immediately began to collect materials from what would prove to be the monumental work. His Historia de las Indias began in 1527. Historia would become a lifetime labor of love. Las Casas was still editing and writing and publishing it as late as 1563, 3 years before his death at the age of 92. It's a long goddamn time. Somewhere during the course of his life's work, Las Casas obtained access to Barcelona copy. He never reveals how he managed to acquire the document, but it could have come from any number of sources. Some scholars cling to the notion that Las Casas found the Barcelona copy among the remains of Fernando's library sometime between 1544 and 1552, while Las Casas was residing. Here's an image of that manuscript in San Pablo Monastery, which at that time still housed the collection. So yeah, this is showing you the manuscripts. Why we're doing this. I'm not going to bore you with Las Casas and all of that, but this book shows you the facsimiles. So, transcriptions of the log. The abstract made by Las Casas is written in Spanish on both sides of 76 large folio pages. It contains many abbreviations, canceled words and phrases, and notes that are both interlinear and marginal. On 5 occasions, Las Casas makes reference to the Castilian Spanish of Columbus, reminding readers that after all, Spanish was not the mother tongue of the admiral. At other times, Las Casas complains of the scribe's handwriting. Generally speaking, the manuscript is not difficult to read if one is familiar with the script of the 16th century Spain. Nevertheless, there are some words that are simply unreadable, and there are some blanks. There are also some mistakes, which may have their source in Las Casas, the copyist, or even Columbus himself. There have been 7 transcriptions of the handwriting abstract of Las Casas into printed Spanish. The first made by Martinez Fernandez de Navarrete in 1825. 35 years earlier, in 1790, Navarrete had come upon Las Casas' original line doormat, forgotten in the library of Duke of the Infantado. His discovery and painstakingly studious transcription laid the cornerstone of the modern Columbus scholarship. Between 1892 and 96, in commemoration of the fourth centennial of discovery, the Italian government published a massive 14-volume set, which included not only the transcribed log, but most of the other documents pertinent to the first voyage. Another transcription prepared by Julio Giglionetetto appeared in 1943. In 1962, Carlos Sanz published a truly innovative transcription that included a facsimile of the original document, providing the opportunity to make a line-by-line comparison of the printed and manuscripted versions. Jaquin Art and M. Gil Esteve, or Steve, published yet another example of the log in 1971. No accompanying facsimile. All right, I'm going to skip ahead. The log has been translated in whole or in part into almost every literary language on earth. The entire document has been translated into English 6 times. The first 3, and it names the authors. The 1930 translation was by Cecil James, was the first English translation based on the Raccolta. In 1963, Samuel E. Morison published a new translation based on the same Italian transcription. Dunn and Kelly's work also included new translations, keyed directly to the transcriptions and based directly on Lacasse's manuscript. Skipping ahead. The account of the first voyage presented in the following pages is unique, though no less accurate than the other good translations. It has, however, been edited and modernized. It is edited in the sense that some of the missing elements have been reassembled from the History of Lacasse's and History of Fernando to form more complete narrative. Nothing is removed from Lacasse's abstract of the log except certain redundancies. The first person is restored where Lacasse's and Fernando switch to third person, and any obvious clerical errors, especially where they pertain to distance and direction, have been noted and cleared up. I had to say that. So let me move on down the line. All right. Do y'all even care who Columbus is? Be real. Most of us really don't care. His exploring and how he blew up is how he came to fame, right? But do you really care? So, y'all see this map? I ain't trying to talk about Columbus and his come up and his family. I really don't care. But there's some intricate pieces and parts of that. But the reason that I'm showing y'all this is because here we go. The letter from Columbus to Treasurer Alonso de Morales in October 22, 1501. The original Biblioteca Columbia Sevilla, Columbus notes on Imagino Mundi. Here's more copies. The letter written by Columbus. So we're talking about, like I said, facsimiles. These are copies of the original. And I know some of y'all can't make them out, and it's understandable. I don't expect nobody to make that shit out. It's hard to look at, especially out of this book. That's why you have to look at other copies. But I'm really showing you this because I needed to, like this right here, this map of the world, the reproduction that we see that's color-coded looks far better than this. And it's easier for us to see. But this is proof positive that there's someone chronicling as they're traveling and getting to where they're getting at, and that there's a person whose really name is Christopher Columbus that is a part of this voyage and setting sail. Okay, I don't see nobody. Did nobody hit the link yet? Hold on. My messages are behind. What up, Keenan? What's good with you? Anthony said Columbus the pirate and slave trader, mass murderer. Right. In short, that's how you want to play it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't care. But this is why I wanted to show y'all the journal. Contemporary descendants of Columbus's Caribbean Indians. These images right here. Look at this. Let me go back a little bit. The cultural unity of the Taino greatly impressed Columbus. He commented on the harmony over and over. We cannot fault him for viewing these people as ripe for Christianity. For a devout person as Columbus was, such missionary zeal was a way of assuring entry into heaven and bringing about spiritual equality on earth. Those who see Columbus as the founder of slavery in the New World are grossly in error. This thought occurred to Morris and many others, who interpreted the statement made by Columbus on his first day in America when he said, the Indians, ought to be good servants. In fact, Columbus offered this observation in explanation of an earlier comment he had made, theorizing that people from the mainland came to the island to capture these Indians as slaves because they were so docile and obliging. All through the log, Columbus expresses nothing but love and admiration for the Indians. His affection for the young chief in Haiti and vice versa is one of the most touching stories of love, trust, and understanding between men of different races and cultures to come out of this period in history. His instructions to the men he left behind at La Navidad on January the 2nd clearly illustrate his sincere fondness and respect for the Indians. There is no contradiction between Columbus' warm feeling for the natives and his desire to secure Spanish authority over them. After all, Europeans were subjects of this ruler of that, and a subject is one who is subjected. Furthermore, to bring Christianity was a noble thing. The fact that today we can point out countless abuses has nothing to do with the 15th century morality. John Boyd Thatcher, a great Columbian scholar, at the turn of the century believed that Columbus ultimately design was to express in the log entry on December the 26th the conquest of Jerusalem and the restoration of the Holy Land to the church. This could have only been financed by discovering new lands and gathering enough gold, silver, and precious stones. Slavery was not a part of the ultimate design. So I'm going to pause real quick, because this whole shit about who he saw is a really big deal. Do these people look like you? Is there anyone in the chat that look like these people on the screen? Look at their hair. It's black and coarse. They look like the Orientals. Those are Columbus's words. He said they look like the Orientals. He said their hair is black and coarse. Look at these people. They're not white people. So I'm trying to understand how someone could get this misconstrued, right? And this is the beauty of having this information. So I'm not talking about the ships. I'm skipping all of that, but here they go. Where's the ships? Look at these caravels. the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. Hold on a second. But people be worried about these ships, man, and they design them and go through there and do all of this stuff. I'm actually just trying to give y'all an opportunity to see that there's a published work that actually talks about his log, and it has information in it. Now, for many of you who, let me say this, for many of you who've been subscribed to the Master Warrior Clan YouTube channel for quite some time, y'all know that I did a presentation about this piece specifically up here, right? That was created in the 15th century, and it allowed those people in them caravels to control their sails when they were coming into Africa. They were having problems trying to get redirected because of crosswind swirls, and that technology would not allow them to venture out into the Atlantic. That piece of evidence and in that presentation was also proof positive as to why Africans could not, in those canoes, travel 4,000 miles in a canoe on water. It was too violent. They would have died and you would have had issues. But they weren't building ships in Africa for that because they had no justification or rhyme or reason. However, y'all heard me talk about the astrolabe. And I'm gonna go down to that. Well, here's one of them right here, 15th century one. And then you got, this one looks just like that one up there. So that's how you know what they are. But that presentation is like 7, 8 years old, maybe. Somewhere around there. But it had to be done, right? So this is perfect. Perfect. Because it said everything I've been saying to y'all is backed up in this works right here. What's going on, Miss Ballard? What up, Big Ant? So this is how I go. But this is the log of Christopher Columbus. And they talk. And I'm telling y'all, look, I talked about this, how they use this too, so they can see, do everything they need to see. I need to redo that whole presentation. Anyway, let's get into the log. Friday the 3rd, August 1492, we set sail on the 3rd day of August at 8 o'clock in the morning from the Bar of the Salts. The wind is strong and variable, and we had gone 45 miles to the south by sunset after dark, altered the course to the Canary Islands, because he also said the people look like the people in the Canaries. To the southwest and to the south by west. The 4th of August, we went southwest by south. The 5th of August, we went southwest by south, made more than 120 miles. Monday, the 6th of August, the rudder of the Pinta, in which Martin Alonzo Pinzon was traveling, slipped from its socket. I believe this was deliberately caused by Gomez Raskin and the owner of the caravel, Cristobal Quintero. Neither of these men wanted to make this voyage, or even before were departed Palos. They had attempted to delay or prevent the enterprise. All the time, they were complaining and concocting excuses for not sailing. What's going on, Mr. Troy? August 7th. Y'all don't want to know shit about the August, right? You want to get right into when he gets ready to go. But this is his journal. I mean, I had to walk y'all through and give you bits and pieces of the shit that's going on leading up to the way because you needed to know. There is a journal that exists that tells you the day by day. And sometimes it's too specific. We're in September. They still traveling. Many moons. But none of that matters. You know why none of that matters? Because now, here we go. September 30th. October the 1st. I sailed onward, went 75 miles, but reckoned 60 at sunrise. Turned, flew on the ship, blah, 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 blah. He ain't made it nowhere yet. Tuesday, I held course to the west night and day for 117 miles, but reckoned to the crew of 90. The sea is smooth and favorable. Many thanks to God. Be given to God. Wednesday, October 3rd. He maintained westward, still traveling, right? Westward 141 miles, but told him in 120. There's more weed, but it is withered and appears old. There's a little weed and bears something like fruit. I did not see any birds this morning and believe that I had left them astern in the islands and have depicted on my chart and that I have passed. I could have visited those islands last week, but did not want to delay by beating windward because they were not my objective. My goal is the Indies, and it would make no sense to waste time with offshore islands. Keep going. We know that he's still traveling. He's seeing shit, but he's passing over things. Had a lot to say on the 7th. But still, it ain't about no people. Nothing on the 8th, 9th, and 10th. Right? Then it gets to the Benes. The discovery of the Bahamas. I sailed to the west-southwest, and we took more than water aboard than at any other time in the voyage. I saw several things that were indications of land. One time, a large flock of seabirds flew over the head, and the green reed was found floating near the ship. The crew of the Pinta spotted some of the same reeds and some other plants. They also saw that looked like a small board of plank. A stick was recovered, looks man-made. Perhaps carved with an iron tool. Right? All this going right here, right? Those underneath saw a little stick covered with barnacles. I am certain that things were overlooked because of the heavy sea, but even these few made the crew breathe easy in the fact that even more become cheerful. I sailed 81 miles from sunset yesterday to sunset today, and as our custom, Vesper said on the afternoon, yada, 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 yada. I want to thank God. Cool. After sunset, I ordered the pilot to return to my original westerly course. I urged the crew to be very vigilant. Take added precaution, a number of lookouts, and I reminded the men that the first sight of land would be given a silk doublet and a personal token from me. Further, it would be given on annuity of 10,000 maravedis from the sovereigns. At about 10 o'clock at night, while standing at the stern castle, I thought I saw a light to the west. It looked like a little wax candle bombing up and down. It had the same appearance as a lighted torch belonging to fishermen travelers who alternatively raised their lowered, or perhaps were going through the house to house. I am the first to admit that I was so eager to find land that I did not trust my own senses. So I called Pedro Gutierrez, the representative of the king's household, and asked him to watch for the light. After a few moments, he too saw it. I then summoned Rodriguez Sanchez of Segovia, the controller of the fleet, asked him to watch for the light. He saw nothing, nor did any other crew member. It was such an uncertain thing that I did not feel it was inadequate proof of land. The moon in the third quarter rose to the east shortly before the midnight. I estimated that we were making about 9 knots and had gone about 67.5 miles between the beginning of the night and 2 o'clock in the morning. Then, 2 hours after midnight, the Pinta fired a cannon, my prearranged signal for the sighting of land. I now believe that the light I saw earlier was a sign from God, and that it was truly first positive indication of land. When we caught up to the Pinta, which was always running ahead because she was swift sailor, I learned that the first man to sight land was Rodrigo de Triana. What's going on, EIE? So let me pause real quick. If you're really interested in learning something, the first thing you're going to do is look up who is Rodrigo de Triana, even though it tells you is a seaman from Lippe. I hauled in all the sails, but the main sail, and later till the daylight. The land is about 6 miles to the west. Friday the 12th. At dawn, we saw naked people, and I went ashore on the ship's boat armed, followed by Martin Alonso Penzin, captain of the Pinta, and his brother, Vincent Yanez Pinson, captain of the Nina. I unfurled the royal banner, and the captains brought the flags, which displayed a large green cross on the letters F and Y at the left and right side of the cross. Over each letter was the appropriate crown of the sovereign. These flags were carried on the standard of all the ships. After a prayer of thanksgiving, I ordered the captains of the Nina, of the Pinta and Nina, together with Rodrigo de Escobedo, secretary of the fleet, and Segovia, controller of the fleet, to bear faith and witness that I was taking possession of this island for the king and queen. I made all the necessary declarations and had these testimonies carefully written down by the secretary. In addition to those named above, the entire company of the fleet bore witness to this act. To this island, I gave the name San Salvador in honor of our blessed Lord. We ain't gonna forget the naked people he saw. No sooner than we conclude. My bad on y'all ass. No sooner, we right here, had we concluded the formalities of taking possession of the island, then began to come to the beach, all as naked as their mothers bore them. And the women also altogether, I did not see more than one very young girl. All those that I saw were young people, none of whom was over 30 years. They are very well built people with handsome bodies and very fine faces, though their appearances is marred somewhat by very broad heads and foreheads, more so than I ever seen in any other race. Their eyes, ladies and gentlemen, this is out of the journal. Their eyes are large and very pretty, and their skin is the color of Canarian Islanders or of sunburnt peasants, not at all black. According to Columbus's journal, not at all black. Let's continue. As would be expected, because we are on the east-west line of the Hero and the Canaries. These are tall people, and their legs, with no exceptions, are quite straight, and none of them has a pouch. They are, in fact, well proportioned. Their hair is not kinky. Their hair is not kinky. But what? Straight. And what? And coarse. Like what? A horse hair. They wear it short over their eyebrows, but they have a long hank in the back of their never cut. Show me men and women wearing bangs with hair like a horse. Find me the black people. Many of their natives, here we go, here's the whole problem. Many of the natives paint their faces. See, this is the problem that they all skipped out years ago and still try to skip out. Many of the natives paint their faces. This is the first description. Others paint their whole bodies. Some only the eyes or nose. Some are painted black, some white, some red. Others are different colors. Why the freaking have we never heard them say that some of them was painted red, some of them white, some of them black by the FBA ABOS? Now that picture that I showed y'all in this journal of them two Tainos, he just described them to you. Just described them. Let's continue. The people here called the island Guahani in their language, and their speech is very fluent, although I do not understand any of it. They are friendly and well-disproportioned people who bear no arms except for small spears, and they have no iron. I showed on my sword, and through ignorance he grabbed it by the blade and cut himself. Their spears are made of wood, to which they attach a fish tooth at the one end or some of the sharp thing. I want the natives to develop a friendly attitude toward us because I know that they are people who can be made free and converted to our holy faith more by love than by force. I therefore gave red caps to some and glasses of beads and others. They hung the beads around their necks along with some of the other things of slight value that I gave them. And they took great pleasure in this and became so friendly that it was marvel. They traded and gave everything they had with goodwill. But it seems to me that they were very little and are poor in everything. I warned my men to take nothing from the people without giving something in exchange. This afternoon, the people of San Salvador came swimming on our ships and boats. They brought us parrots, balls, cotton thread, spears, and other things, including the kind of dry leaf that they hold in great esteem. For these items, we swapped them little glass beads and hawks and bells. Many of the men I have seen bear scars on their bodies, and when I made signs to them, find out how this happened, they indicated that people from a nearby island, San Salvador, to recapture them, they defend themselves the best they can. I believe that people from the mainland come here to take them as slaves. They ought to be made good and skilled servants. Repeat very quickly whatever we say to them. I think they can easily be made Christians, for they seem to have no religion. If it pleases our Lord, I will take 6 of them to your highness when I depart, in order that they may learn our language. So here we go again. A little image drawn, right? But something that's so specific, they seem to totally ignore. Columbus never said that he saw blacks. He never said it. Never said it. Not one time. Don't worry, because a few days later, when he rolled up on another little spot, he talked about a whole nother group of people. And he got the same conclusion. He run it back the same way. Let me get to it. Let me get to the next day. At daybreak, all the small boats would be made ready. That is, put in the tow behind and went along the islands of north-northeast. to see the other part of the eastern village. As soon as I saw 2 or 3 of them, and the people came to the beach shouting and praising God, some brought us water, others things to eat. Others, seeing that I did not care to go ashore, jumped into the sea and swam to us. By the signs, they made us think they were asking if we came from heaven. One old man even climbed into the boat we were towing, and others shouted in loud voices to everyone on the beach, saying, "Come see the men from heaven, bring them food and drink." Many men and women came, each of them, each one with something. They threw themselves on the sand and raised their hands to the sky, shouting for us to come ashore while giving thanks. I kept going this morning despite the pleas and come ashore, and I was alarmed at seeing the entire island surrounded by a large reef. Between the reef and the island remained deep, and this port is large enough to hold all the ships of Christendom. There are a few shoal spots to be sure, and seen in blah, 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 and to the ship. They kept it moving and kept it moving. He don't even mention that he saw a black person. He don't. On what day did he see a black person? Or any of them, whoever was with Columbus? What day? Because he keeps running into these same people. So when did Columbus see black people? Think about all the arguments that have been made regarding Columbus and what he said, and how every time we break it down and we go through a source, and it never says that they was black. It always says they look like the Canaries. It always says they favored Chinese. It always said their hair was coarse. Always said that they were naked. He didn't see black people. Remember, he got a black person. He got Juan with him. He got a black person with him on the ship. This is one source, right? I got several more. Ain't shit coarse about black people. That's why they know our shit kinky. So you can't use Columbus because he ain't see no black people. He described who he saw. And he was familiar. And he never gave no other attestation other than what he initially stated he saw on that day. Because it was the same consistency of people over and over. Seeing these people, oh, here goes some more people. Are them the same people? But this is what y'all love, right? They see this word right here, Moorish. He talking about the house looked like Moorish tents. And you got the Moors come and grab this and say, this let you know the Moors was in the area because they was building tents like the Moors. Oh, it didn't say it was a Moorish tent. It said it looked like. Because here go the other day that he's describing motherfuckers again. I think this is 17. Yeah. We still on the 17th. Yep. On the 17th, he's still describing people. Watch, here you go. I also learned that cotton covering were worn by married women or women over 18 years of age. Young girls go naked, and I saw dogs, mastiffs, and pointers. One man was found who had a piece of gold in his nose, about half the size of a Castellano. and on which my men say they saw letters. I scolded them because they would not exchange or give what was wanted, for I wished to see what and whose money that was, but they answered for me that the man would not barter for it. Still seeing it. I mean, I don't understand. The link is pinned, man. What account do you have that says black people were in the Americas? Let's review it. It ain't Columbus. He telling you what he saw. He telling you what they saw. And he don't stop. And he tight with it. So all the other words is crazy. And yes, it is in the description. So we want to go back to the journals and be a little bit more specific. We can do that, right? Y'all remember this, right? The Journal of Christopher Columbus. Let me zoom in. Here go another one. That same journal we're dealing with. I just want to keep y'all into the game. We don't need to make up anything, y'all. Just stick to the source. Just stick to it. Don't go left, don't go right. Just stay where the information is. Use your critical thinking. And then when it's time to cross-reference, learn to cross-reference and see if you find supporting sources or conflicting sources, and then continue until you've ironed the issue out. Once the issue is ironed out, then you can proceed in whatever way that you would like to proceed, because you now have crossed the bridge. What about this one, right? I just got, in the description, I got so many sources that y'all can grab and deal with. For real. Like, I got the Book of Privileges from 1502. And if you're unfamiliar, if you're not familiar with the privileges, they basically are telling him what he's supposed to be doing. This is why Juan had to go to court. The Book of Privileges is the reason why we got Juan in court. Oh, look at it. The Paleo Hebrew is back. He ain't find no goddamn Paleo Hebrew. Bro, Paleo Hebrew is dealing with linguistics. Then you talking about American, and there's no such thing as Paleo Hebrew American Indian. Shut the fuck up. Stop trolling, Pure Black. I know that's your ass. Anyway, the Book of Privileges is interesting in its own right because it gives an explanation on what they want to happen, how they want it to happen, and why they want it to happen. It's instructions. And you will see on what I'm flipping through how I go. Then you have, I ain't done, I got more sources. Thy way is the sea, and thy path in greater waters, and the footsteps are not known. Christopher Columbus and the New World of His Discovery, a narrative by Filson Young. with the note of the navigation of Columbus's first voyage by the Earl of Dunraven, KP, Volume 1. I have that in here, right? And it talks about the travel. Automatic first down. The flood of the life stream began to set sail, yada, 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 yada. Galleys and caravels, Alfonsos of Portugal, sending them to their field, their way on the coast of Africa. Shout out to Prince Henry, the navigator, the conquest and possession of the unknown. Much more had to be going on because they handling their business and they setting sail. This speaks to the historical point about the travel. So you're getting the writings from the journal, you're getting the writings, touchdown. You're getting the writings from different translators. You're dealing with what actually is happening around the board. What I'm trying to do here in a very short manner, right, is eliminate Christopher Columbus from being in the conversation. You can't use Christopher Columbus. He's the first person to see the people, and he don't see no black people. You don't believe me? That's absolutely fine. Because there's this exhibition of manuscripts that are housed, and it talks about the first blacks of the Americas. Y'all remember me showing y'all this shit before? The first blacks in the Americas. We don't have to make up anything. Hey, yo, Sir Lord Sean, the link is pinned, bro. Hit the link. There's no such thing as Paleo Hebrew American Indian, ever. That's not, what do you mean it's not a PDF document? What are you talking about? Apparently you're unfamiliar with this site. So the facsimile, a copy of the primary exists. We have those. What you talking about? Huh? You see how you open your mouth and you don't know what you're talking about? See how you do that? You just open your mouth. Don't know what you're saying, how you saying, and whatever the case may be. You just trying to get yourself into something that you can't get yourself out of. Running around talking about some Paleo Hebrew American Indian. Show us that, because we don't know what that is. You're the first person to make that claim. Show us that. Show us the Paleo Hebrew American Indian. Anyway, so we all know, because we are all familiar with these documents. We went through this before. But remember, the site location was down, and all they did was move the site location and house the documents under another domain that would be more scholastic and not lost. 1 second. Let me get to the. All right, so here you go again. First Blacks in America's Exhibition, Manuscripts, and Collections. This is the JSTOR article as well. It has 148 documents. It talks about the black man sold as a slave by the French smugglers in 1594, the Portuguese ship in 1555, 1575, the young black boy, another one in 1556. It just keeps on talking and talking and talking and talking. We know who the first blacks are because we have the information right here. Other sites and things like that that most people didn't look at or pay attention to earlier on as well. So hold on 1 second. So we have all of that, right? And the significance of all of that. 1501, enslaved blacks raised in Spain were already seen as convenient labor force for the colonization of the Americas. Blacks who were not Christianized were banned. They were only sending Christianized blacks to the Americas. Yeah, they were. We don't know nothing about no Paleo, Hebrew, American Indians. Don't exist. Niggas in the chat just made it up. If you had the information, you'll share and show it. We ain't trying to hear none of that you talking about. None of that you talking about. You just running your mouth. The link is pinned. You should have been able to handle your business with the link pinned. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. We ain't doing none of that old whoop-de-doing. We ain't doing none of that whoop-de-doing. None of that whoop-de-doing. All of this is significant to the first blacks in the Americas. These sites, all of that are all significant. And this is the JSTOR side of it. The JSTOR ain't even fully loaded like the other. Nope. 1503 enslaved blacks. What happened with them? Brought to La Española, began to resist slavery, running away practically from the beginning of the transatlantic slave trade. All of this there. Still more documents, sites. All this is significant because these ruins are very important. They're very important. Y'all boy looking lost, man. Why y'all can't hit the link, man? What y'all want me to do? Keep showing y'all how research is done and walking y'all through the process. Right? All of that is there. So not a coincidence if you still listening. That's why I said both is there. But the JSTOR got the ruins. A lot of the ruins is in here. So you can go to these historical sites and pretty much understand what transpired at these particular sites as it pertains to the first blacks. Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Let me make it easier. He says, I don't want to hear your lies. What you show up for? Talking about some motherfucking Paleo Hebrew bullshit. You ain't got it. 1,500. Let's go back to 1490. Young free black man named Juan Portuguese, John the Portuguese, arrived in La Española with Christopher Columbus in his first trip to the Americas. The information is contained in the statement given by Juan Portuguese in 1516 at Santa Maria del Darien, today's Colombia. What we doing, dog? Just tell me what we doing, and we can do it. You don't want to hear no lies, but I ain't. If I'm lying to somebody, the people in the chat will correct me if I'm lying. They ain't just finna sit here and let me just sit on a live stream this whole time and lie to them. These people ain't built like that. They know bullshit when they hear it. And I think that's what you struggle with right now, because we know when you spewing bullshit. Paleo, Hebrew, American Indian. You didn't even know it was some real ones in the chat. It was some real American Indians in the chat, and you running around here saying that bullshit. And now they correcting you, and now you look stupid. Stupider. More stupid than you did before. All the while, none of that had anything to do with what I was saying. It's amazing how that worked. My bad. I got the manuscript on a different page. Y'all still sitting here looking at that. Oops. I got to go back to JSTOR. But anyway, we have all of this here available for people. You can get it in the chat. You use the JSTOR to also help clean up. If there are specific documents that you're looking for, not a coincidence, because I know you're gonna be paying attention. If there are specific documents that you're looking for, they're gonna ask you to either call, email them, call or email them. That's why they say to contact the project team, please write, call, or fax, or email. So they can get you exactly what it is you may be looking for, inquiring about. So if the site ain't got it right there for you, then you know what I mean. You know what I mean? So yeah. There we go. Let me stop sharing. Yeah, he got to be troll. I think it's pure black, bro, because he ain't even trying to goddamn deal with anything. You know what I'm saying? He just talking. You don't know nothing about no linguistics. I already got I got a pen. What's up, melanated? Why would Hebrew be near Indians? Look who showed up. 2 hours late. Look who showed up 2 hours late. So yeah, I basically gave y'all all the information as a rundown. In the description of the videos as well, there's several books that you actually can obtain. So I figured that if we remove Columbus from the conversation, because he never seen no black people. Columbus ain't seen no black people, so they're gonna have to go somewhere else with that shit. According to Columbus. He don't know what they talking about. Feel free to hit the link. Anybody that want to hit the link, you might want to talk. Even if you want to talk about something else, you can hit the link. It's cool. Honey Clark, but your boy from yesterday, he came back. He in the comments on the thread on one of the posts. He feeling some kind of way too. Man, boy, y'all don't never want to hit the link. It's crazy. I be scared them up. Them fingers be working, boy, but them, you ain't even trying to have that conversation. You better call Tyrone. Man, y'all hating on Paleo Hebrew Indian, man. Why y'all hating on Paleo Indian Hebrew? That's how you know that shit made up, because they don't even know what it, you know what I mean? You don't even know the whole thing. If you type in Paleo Hebrew, it's going to take you to people talking about the language. If you add American Indians to it, it ain't got nothing to do with Paleo Hebrew. American Indians aren't black. American Indians ain't fucking Hebrews. They don't know nothing. The people that been in the Americas, they don't know shit about no Jesus Christ or none of that shit. The white man came to them. The Jesuits came to them with that shit. They ain't know about none of that. You just heard me read the account of Christopher Columbus and his journal on each day. And he said that these people would be right for Christianity. They didn't even know what Christianity was. So to be familiar, right? Because Jews and Hebrews, they know who Jesus is. They call him by another name, but they're familiar. So if he's saying that they would be right for Christendom, wouldn't these people be familiar with the Hebrew shit already? Like, oh, they talking about Yahweh. See, that's the problem. That's what y'all can't get around when you making up shit. Now, he ain't hit no link. Lord Pseudo. Lord Pseudo. What the fuck is? That's crazy work. Melanated. Y'all be trying to pick the wrong time to troll. This person don't know nothing. So you can't troll. You see what I'm saying? This person don't know nothing. So they don't know if you serious or playing. Y'all be picking the wrong time. And he ain't gonna deal with the truth. He ain't even trying to deal with the truth. That's why he ain't there. This person, I don't know what this person is. You can't look at them. You can't handle the truth. Okay, come share the truth. I'm gonna give you as much time as you need and be totally quiet while you talking about your truth. Don't take all day. Just hit the link and come on and tell your truth. Since I'm scared of the truth, come share your truth. I didn't think that you was coming up here. You was gonna stay in the chat and just chat. You wasn't gonna come with no information because you can't come with any information. You don't know. That just tells me that you don't know. You're not even confident in the shit that you're saying. You ain't even confident in the shit that you're saying. Yes,
Aren't you so happy to see me,
no,
Sean?
I'm not even gonna act.
See, I wanted to tell the sir guy that, you know, Sean might be a little mean, but don't be scared of Sean. Don't really.
He's
Like
not coming.
Huh?
It don't matter what you say. He's not coming.
I mean, but I'm still gonna try.
It's not happening. It's not.
Optimistic,
It's not
sir.
coming.
You're new to these parts, and you know perhaps your perspective is unique, and we could learn something. I mean, you know, don't be intimidated by it. Intellectual exchange. Hit the panel. See, Sean's gonna let you up, and he's gonna let you talk, just like he just let me talk. Now, I will say that if you get up here and you say a bunch of what such and such said and what the such and such said, and you don't know the links, you don't have any sources, you don't know the names of any authors, then you're just gonna not seem very credible, right? And you don't want that. Like what he's showing books, he's showing the authors, he's showing dates. You know, the expectation is for you to do the same. If not, then you really shouldn't sit in the crowd and be so critical and judgmental and have, you know, very dismissive on information, and yet you're not providing any. So that would just be my 2 cents. Go ahead, son. I'm trying to, overtalk you.
Man, you know, I'm letting you get your rocks off. Because that person's not hitting the link.
Okay. What you see someone says the American Indians have African origin?
You said what? Your phone going in and out.
I said someone in the chat said the American Indians have African origins. What they talking about?
They just making up something.
Because their skin color was darker, I guess. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
They're making up something. I'm telling you. You can sit here and look at them and see that they're making up something. Okay. And then the animal, he said your brain is not developed. Prove it.
Instead of showing evidence.
Hit the pin link and prove that the brain.
Instead of showing evidence, enemy.
Everyone has African origin. Hold on. You can't use the fundamental argument of that everyone has African origins, because you just tried to say the Amerindians have African origin, that they don't even have an African haplogroup. If everybody had African origins, then everybody would have an African haplogroup. They do not descend from Africa. They are people who mutated and adapted in these environments and have their own genetic markers. They're not African no more. Everybody on the planet comes from L3. L3.
Oh, see, you just want to be ignorant and dumb.
Yeah. No, you are ignorant. This that dude that was in the chat yesterday. That's the dude from yesterday. I'm honest. You did lie. You said Ameri Indians has African origins. Negro, they got maybe 1 or 2% African DNA in them, and you're saying that they're African. And exactly, we're not talking about 100,000 years ago.
That's like saying humans are fish, even though, you know, we've evolved way past being fish. So, like, it's disingenuous to say humans are fish. You're saying everyone is African. No, everyone is not. Because if they evolved in a different region and became something different and new, and we're referencing that new thing that they evolved into, then it's relevant to not reference Africa, because that's not where they evolved from. Right? Yeah. Just be an Indian. What's your name? Anamasoko Tokotoko? Just be an Indian. Be a happy Indian. You know, like,
And
it
they
is
ain't
what it
Indians.
is.
They're saying everybody come from Africa. They're trying to use a fundamental argument. They're not African.
Anamasoko Tokotoko. So are you African? You call yourself African? I'm asking them now.
He's saying everyone has African. Now everyone has African origin. That's not even a conversation. No, they don't. I'm gonna say it like that. No, they don't. Everybody don't have African origin.
European people Africans. That's what they saying.
Everybody don't have African origins. He said you forgot. I don't know what you are.
They probably got a white family. That's why they want to make everybody African, so that they don't feel bad.
Right. Everybody ain't African.
They want to make everybody African. So people like, oh, this white Swedish
Africans
woman
is not African when they don't have their own language, which their languages was diverted from languages outside of Africa. What in the fuck are you talking about?
African is not African when they don't have their own language, which their languages was diverted from languages outside of Africa. African is not African.
This mother says you have memory loss. No one has memory loss. No one knows you to even remember you. We don't know who you are. If you were someone of relevance, then no one would even question who you are. But the mere fact that you're saying everyone is African, everyone is not African. Melanated, you sound like your receivers messed up really bad.
Okay, I'm gonna go get my earpiece because right now I'm on speakerphone, so maybe it's just not doing well. Let me go get my earpiece. I'm gonna go on here.
Man, we don't know what you is. I don't care if you're Ghanaian. Everyone ain't African. Don't ever say that shit. Everyone's not, bro. Nah, you trolling. Don't ever say that because it's stupid.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2. I'm sounding.
You alright? Yo, Sean, man, why you didn't just keep the take the points, bro?
It don't matter, Sokoto. Your elders can't be wrong, though. So you need to be able to,
You're not
like,
my older, bro. You are
if you
not
don't
my.
have any, if you don't have any evidence, you're not posting any links, you're not bringing any wisdom, any guidance. That's what elders do. You ain't doing none of that. You're gonna have to just take that L.
You're not my
It
older.
really, that's it.
I don't care nothing about you being older than
You
me.
don't
You don't even
respect
know how
somebody
old
because of their age, their chronological age. Like I mean, if I'm correcting my mom on how to use a cell phone, she doesn't know what I know. It doesn't matter if she's older. She needs to listen on how to find your email on the damn phone. You see what I'm saying? So you may be incorrect in this matter. It doesn't matter if you're older. You can't pull rank because you're older. It's not gonna fly. What is this sir dude? Get out of here with this pseudo nonsense.
that. He keep making up pseudo shit. Which predates the one first, American or African? Americans come from. No, Americans don't come from African seed. The Americans come from Asia
Europe and
and
Asia.
Asian and Siberians. That's where they come from. Now, if you're talking about African Americans, then that's a different conversation because African Americans descend from.
Look at this. Putting him. Look at this crazy guy.
Yeah, yesterday he said the whole moo shit yesterday. That's how you know he's pseudo. He went with Paleo Hebrew, then he didn't turn around and he didn't put the moo bullshit.
Sir, we trying to have a real conversation. Sean is going to cuss you all kind of four-letter words in about 2 seconds. I'm trying to prevent that, right? Because when you come with ignorance, he I got more tolerance for it. He gonna just cuss you out, block you, kick your ass up out of here, right? So it would behoove you to say, well, such and the author of such and such says this, or in this research article in 2022, blah 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 blah. Right? That's how you get like somebody listening to you. You're just spewing this pseudo Atlantis, Mu, Anunnaki, chakra aligning, intangible craziness. Yeah, that's not gonna get you nowhere. I hate it for you. I hate it for you, but oh well. I thought they would one. At least one of them was gonna join up here, but
No, they're not.
Sean, you be scaring them. You be scaring the abos, yo.
Truth hurts.
You scare the abos. If you abo and you know it, clap your hands.
Oh Jesus, you finna have to go.
If you abo and you know it, clap your hands.
No. Okay, Africans traveled to Asia via Saharan empires and East African Emirates. You're talking about later time periods, my brother. You ain't talking about nothing else. The only Africans that would leave up out of Africa is the haplogroup L3, which would be the haplogroup that would populate the rest of the world. So you have to be very careful in what you're saying because it's not going to make sense.
I mean, is he saying he's a East Asian? Like, what that got to do with
From Ghana.
regular black folk? Like,
He's from Ghana.
that's what I'm saying. So Is he think the people in Algeria are his people?
He
Like
everything. No,
that's right.
he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand science.
Yeah, there's different people in Africa. People who aren't black are in Africa.
When
So
New Continent flooded, people flee to Asia, Australia, North and South America. The last state of New Continent is Hawaii. You a moo motherfucking lie. you a moo, you a moo motherfucking lie. I'm
moo
talking
moo moo.
before our time. No, there's no empires before our time. Those empires before our time wasn't fleeing and wasn't populating the rest of the world. Why? Tell me why someone in Ghana among the Akan 1,000 years ago want to leave Ghana and go somewhere else. It makes absolutely no fucking sense. None whatsoever. So what we're telling you, or what I'm telling you, right? What I'm telling you is that the people that you're saying that are traveling places and leaving up out of places, no, that's not the case, bro. L3 is the haplogroup responsible for populating the rest of the world. It is the origin of all these other haplogroups that exist today. None of them are of African origin.
But what's his name? Enemy, right?
Bro,
Whatever.
show me, hold on. Show me Africans in East Asia 60,000 years ago with resources and people out there. Show me the African haplogroup in East Asia. Show me the African haplogroup in Siberia. Just show me. You ain't gotta argue, bro.
Right. So like
pinned.
I don't think that they understand what evidence is, right? So what they're doing is giving you narratives of things without chronology, right? No deadlines, no time stamps or anything. And it would be good if Sean is telling you L3, you should do a little quick Google search, learn about L3, learn about the time of L3, and start from there because otherwise you still not you missing the mark.
He said, according to modern science, they are not African in origin because they mutated and adapted to the environments in which they stayed in, and therefore they are not African, bro. They don't practice any African culture, language. They don't know shit about Africa, bro. Like literally, these people they formed into some. Show me Africans that look like Chinese people exactly. I'm talking about hair included, not the phenotype, because you're gonna try to go down to the sand and all of them. No, we ain't dealing with none of that. You tripping. Them people mutate.
Where's the Africans that look like daggone Native Americans?
White people, hold on. So you're saying that Europeans, right? You're saying Europeans are African. So
that's what they're saying.
And they don't come from South Africa. They wasn't there 500 years ago. They weren't there 450 years ago.
And the funny thing is, South Africans don't say that they indigenous to freaking Africa. So why the hell is he saying it? You know what I'm saying?
They ass from Europe, bro.
South Africans don't claim being indigenous to Africa. So here you go.
You can't say that, bro, because some of these humans did not. Some of these humans that you're saying, all humans. That's why I said you're having a fundamentalist argument. All humans were not birthed on the continent of Africa, and they don't have ancestry that directly links them to Africa, bro. These Europeans got 1% to 2% African DNA, bro. 1% to 2%. The Asians, they ain't got that much African ancestry. The Native Americans everywhere around the globe, bro, only we, bro, are who we are. You tripping.
Tripping.
Yo, sir, have a good evening.
You talking about this, sir?
Yeah, he gotta go. He's saying way too much stupid shit.
Damn, sir. You out of here. What
Move.
up, Keenan?
This motherfucker was saying all kind of stupid shit. Some Asians remember that. No, they don't. Asians don't know shit about Africa. Why is you saying that, bro? And you saying it with so much so much confidence. Asians don't know shit about Africa.
What Asians is he talking about?
There's
The
no
Asians
Asians
in the
that know anything
the
about
Asians in the Asians in the UK who are exposed to African culture in the 20th century. But that's not what Sean's talking about.
No,
You're
I'm
being
not trying to
disingenuous.
brainwash it. Listen, the link is pinned. The link is pinned. I ain't brainwashing no goddamn body. Everybody in the chat know you wrong, bro. You better be glad Ryan ain't here right now, because he definitely would be giving you the business in the chat.
Just pull up if he brainwashing, you come with the kind of argument. You so bad. You know so much. Share. 'Cause I'm saying you don't know nothing. You talking nonsense. You talking emotional, you
Exactly.
know.
Everybody's
The
from everybody.
the white man is
We all
African.
know
No, the
that,
white man ain't African.
bro. We all know life started in Africa. That's not the argument. People develop their cultural nuances independently from Africa on their own merit. They don't
Sokoto,
know about no goddamn Africa.
you a wrong
No,
elder. We don't care if you the elder. You wrong.
you're not my elder.
You could stop keep saying that
You're
because
not
you
my
can be a
elder.
wrong elder. I don't care.
I'm telling you, you're not my elder. I don't know you. You can't. I don't know you, bro. I can respect you as an older person, but they don't make you my elder. It's a
You
difference.
could be 15 years old right now typing in the chat. You think we supposed to believe that nonsense? Get out of here.
You ain't my elder. I'm telling you straight up. I don't care who you is.
If you expect that, now I know how slavery actually happened because our people was very naive and
Very.
silly. Oh, we won't do anything bad. Okay, just gonna believe people.
Yeah, they believe that dumbass shit.
Uh-huh. You can trust us. We're the white man. Okay, that's how this should happen because you think you're gonna type something in the freaking chat, we supposed to believe you. Your knowledge was wrong. We didn't insult you. Saying it's wrong, that's you would hurt feelings.
Yeah, your
Nobody
feelings.
insulted you.
Now you're emotional.
Now you insulted me when I stated my knowledge. If your knowledge is not based on with evidence, then I'm gonna tell you go back to the drawing board.
My brother, everyone come from Africa, my brother. We're one people, my brother. We're one species. We're not one people, my brother. My brother. You're wrong, my brother. I try to tell you, my brother.
Look, see, not said I'm your elder. You're probably a teenager trolling. We don't know who you are.
Because ain't no old ass person gonna say everybody is fucking African, bro.
Are you Chinese? And this Sokoto?
Nah,
Sokoto?
he say he from Ghana.
Well, he related to the Chinese?
I don't know who he related to.
Are Ghanaians related to Chinese?
Hell no, they ain't.
All right, well, We having a black conversation and you sending us to Chinese
Look at
people.
why people, China has nothing to do with us.
It's like
Why is we looking up some Chinese people? Got nothing to do with us.
stay on topic, bro.
Yeah. Nah, you
Your
try
mama's
to.
a dummy.
Yeah, remember
See?
you supposed to be an elder, but look what you say,
Yep, you
dumbass.
supposed to be an elder. Your mama's a dummy.
Yeah, that's how I know you ain't no fucking elder. Cause you just be saying any motherfucking thing, and people supposed to believe it. These people ain't you. You said look up the white people, ain't got nothing to do with Africa. Sorry,
We ain't Chinese. We ain't Chinese.
no, I'm finna show you. I'm finna
Maybe
show
you
you.
Chinese.
I'm finna show you who he wants you to look up. You ain't a con.
No, you're not.
I don't represent a con culture. I'm Nigerian. I'm more Nigerian than Ghanaian. Boy.
The con ain't Chinese either, so I don't understand what the hell is the.
Look. You said let me
Wait,
pull it up, bro. This is
let
what
me
I
see.
mean by you're unlearned. Who in Ghana
Okay,
look like this?
that's what Ghanaians look like. There you go. That's Akosia right there. Akosia and Alma right there. You ain't know that?
I don't need to change my name.
Listen, why don't you change your information? Forget about him changing his name.
The
Change
name
your
most
information.
warrior clan name's not gonna change because we dealing with that's why you brought Ghana up, because you know the Masi warrior clan is not the Masi that you're referring to. Although Ben was up there and took a trip up there when he was in a Ouagadougou and he went to go see Traor recently. But that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, Plip. Ain't got no win, nothing. Garfield is a con.
Listen,
You
tell
go
this dude
Dagger Squad and
he
did.
he need to change his information. You talking about you change your name. Why are you bringing up Chinese people? We're talking about Africa. Some person.
I'm just putting it on the screen because this what he said. Do it's on there? Look what you do.
Where? Where in Ghana? Show your evidence. You can't just say it, just type it. Why isn't okay?
That boy, wow, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, man. Well, wow, man. Boy say he come from that. He come from that. He come from that cloth. He come from that cloth.
Aboriginal where? To where?
The
To Ghana?
ancestors are the Andaman and Aboriginals, and they are Aboriginal. Yeah, uh, they're Aboriginal to Australia. They're not Aboriginal to nothing else but Australia. So I don't understand why you brought up the Wa people. The Wa people don't have nothing to do with nothing that you're talking about. You're having conflicting stories because you're saying everyone is African, and then when you go look at the culture nuances of these people, they don't have anything that's tied to Africa. Nothing.
Nope.
Nothing. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't sit here and do that. Now, what is interesting about these particular people, right, is that these particular people may be related to some of the people that migrated up into Siberia and made it with the Siberians, and then they became the ancestors of the Native Americans. Could be. I said, notice, I didn't say anything else. I said these people could be related to. And that's if we just sit here and we just kind of get into it and start digging to see if the why is related to that. But I don't care. I don't care shit about these people. No offense to whoever may be feel offended. But it's none of my business. You got us looking these motherfuckers up like it's some aha moment or some shit. It don't even exist. So you gotta do a better job, bro. You're supposed to be an elder or whatever you say you is. That ain't how elders act. We don't care nothing about Asia, bro. That's where you keep messing up. You keep bringing up stuff that we don't care about. Okay, they related to the Y is not Ghana. They ain't got nothing to do with Ghana. They ain't got nothing to do with West Africa. The Y ain't got nothing to do with West Africa, bro. I told you, Rye's back. I knew it. I said, you better be glad Ryan in here because he'd be lighting your ass on fire. And now Ryan is back in the chat and your ass finna get it. When you know better, you do better. Straight up. I can't swear that. They ain't got shit to do with West Africa. The link is right there, bro. You can stop saying that. Because I'll disrespect the hell out of you. You can stop saying that, bro. Definitely ain't got nothing to do with me. Because we don't deceive. That's why you should have kicked the field goal, man.
What's this dude talking about now?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I know a lot of y'all late.
What going on, Zane? Zane, we got a teenage Ghanaian elder supposedly in the chat that has no information and thinks Chinese people are somehow related to West Africans. With no evidence, might I add. Just insults. All they have is insults.
What happened to that boy? What happened to that boy? You finna
But
hit your
Sean, how come you don't be getting a lot of the ABOS coming over here?
because they scared. So we gotta beat up on our own people that don't know shit. He said you're related to European American. Now you mad. I have a nice night. You mad now. You mad now. You threw your guns.
So yeah, just contradicting yourself. You related to the Chinese man. You over there in Ghana eating General Toast chicken.
He mad. Once he took it there, you know what I mean, it was over.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
We related to European Americans. He married to one. I don't know which one is worse. I'm just saying. They see that milky white skin and they go crazy.
Yeah, I ain't know they talking about, man. They have to do a better job at trying to like organize their arguments.
Mm-hmm. But you be really scaring the ABOs. They don't be coming over here at all. You be scaring them ABOs, boy.
Oh my gosh. That dude was all out of bounds, bro. They gotta review the play. The dude caught a dig route going out of bounds, bro. You ain't even finna do that. You can't
Really?
game like that.
Really? Nah, he wasn't out of bounds. His foot was still in the line. Okay?
He caught the pass. Ain't nobody listening to you. 1, 2.
Why you mean nobody listening to me?
He ain't
I said
getting
his foot was still in there.
He tackled in bounds. Yeah, he's down in bounds. Slowed it down. Dang. Seattle versus New England for the Super Bowl. This is the ugliest Super Bowl ever.
Ugly Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't want to see this Super Bowl.
Oh, let me put that.
God damn. Go get another page, bro. Switch your page to another page, bro. Just keep switching your pages.
Oh, he came back?
Yeah, he switched his page.
To say what? He don't even have any sources. Like,
Nah,
what does he want to?
he want to be disrespectful. So.
Yeah. Your mama Chinese, bruh. He want to defend his Chinese ancestry.
Yeah, the stupid bowl. They didn't let Sam Darnold make it to the Super Bowl, bro. Motherfuckers gave up on his career. Seattle restored it, though. He's just playing game manager.
Yeah, he probably wasn't even no damn Ghanaian. This probably one of them ABOs. You know?
Yeah, it's crazy work.
Yeah, just
Cooper Kupp is on Seattle. He was with the Rams. That's crazy.
okay, y'all talking work. I mean not work, sports stuff.
Yeah, man. I
Doing
don't
the
get it.
most.
I mean, the link is pinned. Anybody with questions can hit the link and can get up here and can have a conversation. I ain't running, ducking, dodging, nothing. Hit the link, hit the panel, and we can go over the evidence. Because right now,
Yes.
we're not finding. We're not finding. We found 0 blacks. For the first people that arrived to the Americas, 0 blacks were found, mentioned, or recalled, or described. 0. So, what evidence do you have that would supersede the first people? That's what we waiting on. We waiting on that.
Mm-hmm. They don't have it.
Y'all listening. You know what I'm saying?
You know what they do? They want you ask that question, and what they do is they say, well, how are you African? See what I'm saying? They change it to make you try to prove and you African. I'm like, man, history already shows I'm African, but history don't show I'm native. So guess what? How are you native? How are you indigenous? How are you aboriginal? Because that's not where history is placing the black man and woman in North, South, and Central America. And
I will
history is
show you
putting
how to
all
use
of
this
them.
one source I got. I showed people this before, but yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Let me show y'all how this shit go. Right. So this is how you cross reference a source. Right. Let's go to first impressions. Let's go back to first impressions. This deal with primary shit right here. Right. Right here. National Humanities Center Toolbox Libraries. So you scroll down right here. Right. Supplemental sites. You got the Journal and Letters of Columbus, full and text English American journals, eyewitness accounts of American explorations and settlement. So we click on the eyewitness accounts. This will come up, Americans' journeys, eyewitness accounts of early American exploration. We want to find a document. So we can find any document that we want that got to deal with the reality of whatever it is. We're going to come right here. We want to read this document. And because we want to read this document, look at what we have here. Booyah. Booyah.
American
All
First
right,
Journey.
and we'll go back. America's Journeys
Columbus
Collection,
Journeys
Journal of the
Collection.
First Voyage of Columbus. This is the first voyage of Columbus. There's the, here you go right here. So all that old shit talking about they had gold tip spears and the natives had gold tip spears. They had this and that. All that we read in his original journal. Here you go again, just bagging up that original journal. Like we don't have to make up anything, man. We got the work. You got to know this the remix right here. We got it. The natives, page 111. Let's go find the natives. Let's go to 111 and find the natives. Let's see what he's saying about the natives. I went too far. I'm in November. Look at that. Boom. Boom. Right there. Right on that. Right the head right there. All right. Let's scroll down. All right, Melanated, can you see the screen real good?
Okay, I zoomed in. 111.
Hold on. I'm gonna zoom in some more for you. I want you to read They Go as Naked. You see it right here.
Okay, hold on. They go as naked as when their mothers bore them, and so do the women. Although I did not see more than one young girl, all I saw, hold on. All I saw were youths, none more than 30 years of age. They were very well made with their handsome bodies and very good countenances. Their hair is short and coarse, almost like the hairs of a horse's tail. They wear their hair brought down to the eyebrows, except a few locks behind, which they wear long and never cut. They paint themselves black, and they are the color of the canaries, neither black nor white. Some paint themselves white, others red, and others of what color they find. Some paint their faces, others the whole body. Some, I guess, is that only? Is that okay? Some only around the eyes, others only on the nose. They neither carry nor know anything of arms. For I showed them swords, and they took them by the blade and cut themselves through ignorance. They have no iron, their darts being wands, without iron, some of them having a fish's tooth at the end, and others being pointed in various ways. They are all in, what is that word? It's I see the chat covering. They are all of fair, or
Fair,
I don't know what that
fair
does.
stature and
They wait. Okay, they are all of fair stature and size, with good faces as well, and well made. I saw some with marks of wounds on their bodies, and I made signs to ask them to ask what it was, and they gave me to understand that people from other adjacent islands came with the intention of whatever's behind that not a coincidence sign. You gotta scroll it up.
nah, you ain't gotta read no more.
Oh,
He already
okay.
already gave the description. He said they wasn't. He said they wasn't black. He said they wasn't black nor white. They looked like the Canaries. But hold on, he go to the other one on Saturday the 13th. He give a whole nother account. Start as soon as dawn broke. You on mute. You
Say it
follow?
again.
I said read that one right there. As soon as dawn broke.
Okay. As soon as dawn broke, many of these people came to the beach, all youth, and I have said, and all of good stature, a very handsome people. Their hair is not curly, but loose and coarse, like horsehair. And all the forehead is broad, more so than in any other people I have how you say that? Hit hitherto seen. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but these are their eyes are very beautiful and not small, and themselves
Hitherto is what you was talking about. Hitherto.
hitherto, hitherto. I have hitherto seen. Their eyes are very beautiful and not small, and themselves far from black. Again, they far from black, but the color of the canaries, nor should anything else be expected, as this island is in a line east and west from the island of Hiro in the Canaries. Their legs are very straight, all in one line, and no belly, but very well formed. They came to the ship in small canoes made by the trunk of a tree like a long boat, and all of one piece, and wonderfully worked considering the country. There are I can't make out that they are large. Is that
What you looking at
some
on your
of
phone?
them?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
they
looking
are
at it on my phone.
holding 40 to 45 men, others small and some only holding large enough to hold one man. You ain't got to read no more. You already read the description. Did you
Where it
hear him
says
say,
they're not
you hear
black.
black? Are they black?
No, it says they're not black. They're far. It says them themselves are far from black. Far from black. But the color of the canaries. That's what it says. So if we look up what the canaries look like, I guess that'll, seal a deal.
He described them though. He described them. That's the problem. People ain't listening to the description. You see what I'm saying? Like, if he's describing them already, what are you doing trying to make them be something that they're not? You can't do that. And that be the biggest issue. is these boys then start making up stuff, and they out here caught in these streets making up stuff. So we done read these accounts over and over, and we keep coming away with the information that's telling us what they aren't. They're not black nor white, but more like the Canaries. I don't know how many times we got to keep on telling y'all that. I guess everybody ain't even chatting no more. So yeah, that's how you do that. That's how you get that work done right there. That ain't it, cause it's more to it than that. If y'all find out how to really use this website, it'll prevent you from being stupid. What you laughing at me? I'm just speaking facts.
Yes.
It will prevent stupidity.
Prevent you from being stupid.
Because you have a belief. Once you start challenging your belief, then you're in the realm of trying to find the truth, because that uncomfortable thought that you had where you just really thought this shit was this, that, or the third. That ain't it. This ain't that, and that ain't this. But listen, man, I've been on here a little bit. I try to give people an opportunity to come challenge their work, put their work up against the facts, and it looked like don't nobody want to do that. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get on up out of here in a minute. People don't want to. They don't want to get to the information. So
yeah, you're right. Well, I'll be around in the bushes. The show.
The bushes.
Peace.
I knew you was an old busher.
Whatever.
All right, peace out. All right, y'all, man. I'm finna get up out of here, man. I try to, like, you know what I'm saying, give people an opportunity to want to challenge the information, but they're just not gonna go further than where we want to go. And then you got people like Vernell, who always used to talk about Verrazano. Like, I mean, we can get into that, bruh. We can get into that with the actual primary, right? He always talk about that ain't the primary, Sean P. Sean P, that ain't the primary. Where the primary at, Sean P? So you had a primary, and then you don't even show the primaries. Like, Verrazano said he saw the black peoples in Panama, Sean P. Verrazano didn't say no shit like that. These fools are in the white neighborhood outside in the ice cold at a bar, and they are sledding down a hill out east in a boat. These white people will do anything. Hold on. Anyway. So anytime, Vernell, I know you watching. You just ain't got nothing to say because, you know what I'm saying, they call you Four Finger V. Four Finger V. I know you watching. I know you watching, Four Finger V. This how you get to it, Four Finger V. This how we know what we know, how we know. And you pseudo boy. We got it all right here, Four Finger V. The whole Verrazano account. Been having it. Just don't like dealing with you because you don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Hill said it's funny. Just had the same argument today about the same person you're talking about. Yeah. Renee, yeah, he probably is running around. His cousin said he African. You don't need him to say he African. His cousin tell you that he African. You feel me? Yeah, his cousin said. Yep. Just that's all you gotta do is just look for that. Wagwan. Well, listen, man, I'm gonna slide up out of here, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Peace out. Appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Catch the replay if you copped in late.
From Africa, but they will be able to tell you about Africa. They wouldn't be vaguely saying they from Africa, brother. Like when a European says I'm from Europe, he doesn't say I'm from Europe. He says I'm from Germany. I'm from a particular province. I still got people out there, right? You know, when people say hold on. When people say they from Asia, they tell you where about from Asia they from. They tell you their province. They tell you they still got people out there. These people will confirm that they are indeed a part of their heritage. But you niggas was calling y'all African? Oh, mysteriously, you have no contact with the people you say you descend from. So I don't believe you. Bro.
Hating Africa and hating the African, we ended up even hating ourselves without even realizing it. Because you can't hate the roots of a tree and not hate the tree. The roots of a tree and not hate the tree.
You ain't no Indian, please try again. Everybody know you's an African. And Malcolm X said, you can't hate the root without hating the tree. Now take a look at you, you's a wannabe Cherokee. And I told you before, you need some therapy. And why you never show the genealogy? You owe your ancestors an apology. And you know they turning over inside of their graves just because you don't wanna come from a slave. So you gotta take this whip in. I caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple. Caught another apple. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple. Caught another. Let's go. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple. Caught another apple. Caught another apple slipping. Yo, check this out, man. You wasn't already here, man. Dane Calloway lied to you, man. The research guy lied to you, man. Karimio lied to you, man. Your ancestors come from Africa, whether you like it or not. So no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you will always be an African. You can't deny the facts. You can't deny the evidence. You can't deny the genealogy. You can't deny the DNA. You can't deny it, man. Whether you like it or not, you are African. Caught an ABOS slipping. That's all we do. That's all we do. Let's go.
Got some dewy-eyed thing that you got a friend. I still ask you to look at that mirror. And if nothing's staring back at you is friendly, then you've got no friend.